Hello, this is Danny Raymond, the voice behind Ray's Guide, and in this week's Inside Star Citizen, there was a big one, a trailer for the soon upcoming tractor features, sort of a tractor trailer, but it was also possibly a confusing one because it was blending things that we are already doing, things that we are thinking about doing, and things that they are actively working on that might be in 3.19 but might not, and things that are confirmed on the roadmap for 3.19, being not really clear about the limitations of those. Also, and this is important, don't take B-roll as a promise of how things are going to work in the final game. For example, I would not take it as a promise that you will be able to throw around an Aurora on a full-gravity planet with that much ease. Why? Because on a low-gravity world, or 3 players working together, you could, with a shoulder-fire weapons, pick up a Tonk. So, no. Just no. But on the other hand, if we're able to shift one that has landed on an uneven place or flipped or got caught in a tree, that would indeed be handy if you've ever gotten your Rock or Greycat or Cyclone stuck on a boulder. So let's start with what they are working actively now, but aren't confirmed for 3.19. First, there's what I would call towing class tractors, which currently exist only on the yet-to-be-flyable SRV. But I wouldn't be surprised if they were also going to make an appearance on certain capital-class ships, for all those Starship Enterprise saves the day with tractor beam situation.
Ready the tractor beam, Lieutenant Yar. Target the ship. Activate on my command.
Tractor beam ready.
Engage.
These towing class tractors are really going to change several key career loops. So, for example, salvage will be converted to using towing to bring the ships to you, and mining will be bringing asteroids to you, and perhaps most important, soft death will get another huge option for the disabled ship. Tow the ship to the nearest station and both fully recover the cargo and fully repair the ship. The second thing that is working on, but not committed to 3.19, is the shoulder fire. Let's call it tractor rifle. I suspect that this is going to be slotted between the current tractor gun and the tractor turrets. Exactly what that is meant on a practical basis will still need to be sorted out, except for the being able to shift around small vehicles. I also might expect them to be able to lift and move large but not capital-sized ship components, because they're already showing the gun-sized tractor beam being able to move everything smaller than that. Third is the turreted ship tractor beams. We have a number of these promised: the Cutlass, the Constellation Andromeda, the Nomad, the Caterpillar, and perhaps a few others that have slipped my mind. I suspect that these will not be able to tow or hold ships, but will be able to lift large and capital-sized ship components. I suspect that these will be able to easily move and carry small vehicles. Imagine being able to load your Rock on and off your Nomad with just the beam. Cool. In the category of things that they are thinking about and possibly doing but not actively working on is alien abduction hostile capture tractor beams. And to be perfectly honest, I hope this one gets dropped. Why? Over the years, there's been a lot of discussion about how bounty hunters will incapacitate their targets. Possible solutions have included stun batons, tranquilizer dart guns, web shooters, or to injure them with conventional weapons and then have some sort of setting on the medgun that will stabilize them but leave them comatose. The thing about all these is that they're FPS weapons with a relatively short range and a fair chance of the target shooting back. But to be able to just grab the guy from hundreds of meters away while inside the safe confines of a ship, it's simply too easy. I think that we should be looking for a Mandalorian vibe to bounty hunting profession, and this isn't it. Besides, if we're being criticized for everything being a beam, then why have this also be a beam when there are better non-beam options available? Now let's get to the thing that's on the roadmap currently for 3.19, and the best way to describe it as Tier 1.5 salvage. And that is, with limits, being able to pull components out of ships to either put them into ships or store and sell. This has huge gameplay opportunities, both for pirates as well as lawful players wanting to do some sort of a merchant mechanic roleplay. But not everything, and that is the asterisk that in typical CIG fashion, they sort of downplayed. So, what is included? First, guns on external hardpoints or pylons, which is frankly most of them. They did not show any examples of guns on turrets, but I'm going to presume that they are included. Second, missiles on external hardpoints. Missiles that are on internal loaders, such as the Freelancer Mist, the Constellation, etc., were not shown and are likely not being included. Third, Starfarer fuel pods, which opens up a lot of logistical possibilities. For example, you have a Starfarer operating in Pyro, and rather than having to go all the way back to Stanton for inexpensive fuel, have a fellow Starfarer owner bring you a set of full tanks, swap them, and then take back the empties. Fourth, size 0, 1, and 2 components, what you might call vehicle, small, and medium, but only on ships that have been built to gold standard. They kind of hinted at this when they said it wouldn't be able to do anything if there was just a panel.
There might be items hidden behind walls that for sure you will not be able to detach from their socket.
But it would also apply if the panel did open, but there was only a placeholder component face and not a full component object inside. But that is one of the main check marks of the gold standard, fully realized component modules. Gold standard ships include the Gladius and most of the new ships in the last year or two, but there are a lot of ships that still haven't been given a gold standard pass. But who knows, maybe we'll get a couple of them in 3.19, and maybe there will be more impetus to get more of the legacy ships their gold standard updates. Why? Because now there's a real reason to get excited about a ship getting the gold standard update. Prior to this, saying that a certain ship was getting a gold standard pass was nothing for a user to think mattered. Now, it does matter. But despite its limitations, something really cool is going on with the components and gold standard ships. Because in order for this to work as described, they can't be just props. When you pull this item out, it is carrying with it all of its properties, capacity, wear state, damage, etc., so that when you plug it into some other ship, it will still have those properties. And when you put that new one in, it has to have its properties used by the ship. That means the ship isn't just pulling from its own data, it is querying the component that you have physically placed in the ship in the game world. Or in this example, the ship is actively querying the mining head, and the mining head is actively querying the item connected to it. This takes an extremely uncompromising attitude about how you are not taking shortcuts in your simulation. But it also takes, you guessed it, extreme fine-grained persistence. It also means that we are already set up in these gold standard ships for a lot of what has been promised to be coming soon. For example, because of it, we can pull a damaged component out, take it to someplace, repair the damage, perhaps do some tweaking to its characteristics as part of an engineering gameplay, and then plug it back into the ship, or even an entirely different ship, and have to see the repaired and tweaked performance. And that is unique, because any less uncompromising game would have treated it as just a prop, a bunch of polygons. Now for an update on our giveaways, first we have the 10,000 subscriber giveaway for the LTI Hull C, the colossal cargo container carrying craft to be given away when the C goes live, and the big annual ship giveaway for the winner's choice of the Galaxy Complete, the massive modular mining moving medical machine, or the Banu Big Box Bargain Bazaar known as the Merchantman. One entry per video for both giveaways. Just be a member and be entered automatically, or otherwise be a subscriber and comment somehow including the secret word. And the secret word for this video is what I described the SRV and Starship Enterprise as having. Plus, for you members, very soon we'll be closing out the voting thread on the Ship Piloting Skills Contest. Go to the channel tab and look on the community to find that thread. Fly safe, keep it real, and I'll see you in the verse. This is Danny Raymond for Ray's Guide.